very good evening. I'm Asad Ahmed. It's not often you'll hear the boss of a hospital trust saying the reality of working in the NHS is to not have enough money and admit to staff being overworked. But that's exactly what happened when the boss of one of London's largest hospital trusts was confronted by protesters who caught the unusually frank comments on camera. Carl Mercer, political correspondent, you don't often hear this sort of thing.
Yeah, and certainly not from the people who run hospital trusts, do you? But this is exactly what happened, and a very brave thing to do, you might say. The boss of a trust which runs 4 big hospitals in West London, St Mary's, in Paddington, Charing Cross, Hammersmith and Queen Charlotte's Hospital, stopped to talk to protesters on his way into their annual general meeting yesterday. Braver still, you might think, to actually tell them what was on his mind and reveal what was going on within his own hospital trust. And revealing, I suppose, what many people in his position might be thinking behind closed doors. Interesting, as you say, too, that it was all caught on camera. Yesterday, this man was on his way to a meeting, but he got waylaid by demonstrators who filmed him on the way in. He is Sir Richard Sykes, chairman of Imperial, one of the biggest hospital trusts in London. People in his position rarely speak this honestly in the open.
The NHS is suffering today very badly. And it always was. If you go back to 1948, it's gone through these periods when it's always been cash strapped. Today, it's really cash strapped. You know, 80% of trusts are now in deficit.
Like others, his trust is facing tough financial times and struggling to hit targets.
The capacity just isn't there at all. You know that A&E is a big problem. The waiting times are a big problem. Referral to treatment is a problem. And so, you know, this is happening not just here but throughout the country. The finances are very, very strong.
He was fully behind NHS staff, he says, are under pressure.
And so do we. So do we. They work extremely hard.
We absolutely agree
So
with
this
that.
belief that we're inefficient and don't manage.
We absolutely agree with that. We agree with that.
These people work 18 hours a day. They're unbelievably efficient.
I have never spoken against
No,
NHS.
well, that's why. But we're killing them now. You know, this is the problem.
And on the crucial issue of money,
Nobody likes to tell the truth. Nobody likes to stand and say, look, there's a problem here. And the problem is funding. Yes? There is no money, and I can't get it.
with that, he left the meeting. His presence gone, perhaps. His words, though, will last longer.
Well, very candid comments. But Carl, it's not often that you hear that, but his comments follow concerns expressed by other NHS bosses, don't they?
Yeah, and interesting it's come from Sir Richard himself, because not only is he the chair of these trusts where he is at the moment, but he used to be the chair of the whole of NHS London, so clearly a man with some clout. But as you say, these are concerns we've heard echoed over the last few days. At the weekend, a group called NHS Providers, which represents hospital trusts across the country, said there is simply not enough money in the system, we need more money. Those concerns also expressed by people right at the top of the NHS. The government, for their part, saying, look, we know the NHS is under financial pressure, but we have put £10 billion more into it. It will be interesting to see if other trust chairs pick up on what Sir Richard has said.
Will be interesting indeed. Okay, Carl, thanks very much for that.